Hey PJs, glad to see you snuggling back into another video. Today I am reviewing Lime Slimes Co. I've never reviewed this shop before, and I don't think I've ever gotten a request for them, but their stuff popped up on my Instagram feed and I loved their aesthetic and the slimes and stuff, so I knew I had to try them. Besides the slimes, I got sent these 3 candy extras. They didn't send any borax, but their website does say unless you tell them specifically that you need it, they won't send it, which is fine with me. But they also didn't send a business card, which in my opinion is always needed and should be sent, but hey, that's just my opinion. The slimes that I purchased all came in these white screw top lid containers with their slime shop logo on the top and the slime name and description on the side. Starting off the review, we have Mushroom Forest Froyo. On their website, it's called Magic Mushroom Froyo, so I'm not sure what the exact name is, but I'm gonna go with what's on the label. This slime was described to have a Froyo texture, and it is scented kumquat, green apple, and lime juice. This slime comes with a 7-ounce white base, I believe a 2-ounce clear base that has some mushroom and I believe sunflower phemos in it and some sprinkles. And then in the bag there was a mushroom charm and iridescent glitters. I'm always on the hunt for different textured slimes, and since this was labeled as a Froyo texture, of course I was intrigued of what it was. Honestly, it could have been like a misprint since it's called a Froyo slime. It could have just been a misprint on what the texture is, I don't know, but to me it just felt like an icy slime. I loved the clear base that came with this slime. If they sold it by itself, I would definitely buy it. I was in love with what it felt like. There was like no residue and it was just so pretty. I love mushroom phemos. This slime is one of the many reasons I said I love the way that their slimes look. Like, I love this aesthetic. It's a very cottagecore forest type theme, and I love that theme so much. I think it's so pretty in any aspect and it just looks so cute. Plus, mixing this together with the 2 textures and seeing all the phemos mix into the white base was super satisfying. Of course, I did have a tiny problem with this one, and that was the room. The icy slime or Froyo slime filled all the way to the top because it was 7 ounces, and then there's an extra 2-ounce clear slime that you get to add to the top, so there's even more. So obviously it's not going to fit back in its original container. In my opinion, it would be a lot more convenient if it was like a 5-ounce icy slime or a 6-ounce, and then the 1 or 2 ounce clear slime just got to be added to the top yourself. That way, when you're done mixing, everything will fit back in the container. But again, that is just my opinion. I like fitting everything back in one container. Mixing this slime together felt magical to me. I don't know if it was like the add-ins or whatever, but that's the best word I could come up with. It just felt so cool. The base was definitely more of a packed icy, so when the clear slime mixed in, it became more of a dry icy, and I did have to add quite a bit of activator, but that's perfectly normal, especially for this type of slime. I also really enjoyed the scent. It's hard to describe. All I could say is that it smells really fresh, and it makes me want to lay in a flower field. Don't know how to interpret that. You can interpret it however you want. That's just how I can describe it. And as an added bonus, there was no residue when it inflated. This slime was so perfect, so it gets 5 out of 5 pajamas. Next up is Cozy Cashmere Mittens. This is a cloud cream sleigh with a DIY aspect to it. It is scented like clean cotton and cashmere petals. Besides the base, this slime comes with 2 clay mittens and some gold glitters. Said gold glitters are already mixed into the slime, but I wanted to mention them because they're just so beautiful. The base for this slime felt like a very thick cloud cream. I mean thick. It was dense, it was thick, and the bubble pops were so loud, like as loud as a incredibly thick slime. It was so cool. I also really appreciated that there was room left in the container for the clay mittens, so after everything was mixed together, it would all fit back in the container. Also, look how adorable these mittens are. Oh my goodness. I know, at least I think, these were used with like a mold, but the detail on them, regardless if it's a mold or not, is just so pretty, and they look so adorable in the container with the slime. I'm so glad I chose this one. It is adorable. Whatever clay that was used was extremely soft, so mixing it in was really easy, and of course, like most DIY clays, really satisfying, especially since it's like a cloud cream base. I don't know what it is. I think it might just be because I don't think I've ever mixed a cloud cream with clay before, but it's, in my opinion, almost more satisfying than mixing it into a regular slime because it's more textured, so it's a lot different feeling. Once fully mixed in, the clay kind of made the base. It's like if you could tell someone that it feels exactly like what two textures mixed together would feel like. There's not really a good way to describe it. It feels like a clay slime mixed with a cloud cream, and I can't really find any other good words for it because it's like smack dab in the middle of a clay slime and a cloud cream. It is really cool and I like it, and it's just the hardest thing I think I've ever tried to explain because it is just perfectly in the middle of a clay slime and a cloud cream. It's so bizarre. What I really liked about this slime though was that when it inflated, the texture became a very poofy and sizzly type. The cloud cream was definitely a slightly wet cloud cream when it first started out before the clay was mixed in. I think that's what gave it that sizzly feel to it, but it's really satisfying and it honestly does remind me of Cashmere. Again, I don't know why, but that's just the feeling that I get from it. It becomes very poofy and the sizzles are so satisfying. And the scent is exactly how it is described, so it smells like cotton and cashmere, very clean, nice, and fits the theme perfectly. Of course, this one also gets 5 out of 5 pajamas. Moving on to the last slime for this review, we have Mystic Lime Bubble Tea, which is a bouncy coated clear slime, scented black tea, and lime juice. This slime comes with green pearl beads, various glitters, and flower females that are all throughout the slime. What I found really cool about this slime shop is that since they are lime themed, a good 80% of their slimes have some sort of lime scent in them, which I find so cool because they're really sticking to their slime shop theme and it makes the scents really unique. So I love that. It's so enjoyable. Back to the slime, this one was the one that made me purchase from them. It popped up on my feed and I knew I needed it. It looks so beautiful and again it hits me with that cottagecore forest theme, which is just where my heart wants to be. So it like speaks to me and I knew I had to try this one. However, I will say this was my least favorite out of the 3. Doesn't mean it's bad and I still really enjoyed it. It just had a flaw that I didn't enjoy very much. This slime is described as a bouncy coated clear and is definitely bouncy, which I love. I've said it multiple times. I love the little bounce in slimes. It makes me happy. But it does say it's a coated clear, not a semi-coated, whatever. It does say it's coated. And really, that does mean that the slime won't have any residue whatsoever. Like I've said before, I'm not a hot person. My hands are always cold. They're never dry, nothing like that. But this slime did have quite a bit of residue, especially since it is labeled as a coated slime. This one had like a ton, and that is something that I really don't enjoy, especially if it does say coated. It should not have any residue whatsoever. I am going to be quite harsh with the rating because of that, because it is labeled as a coated and it shouldn't have any residue, and it had quite a bit. Honestly, I could have gotten a bad batch. I could completely see that, especially the way that it was filmed that I saw on Instagram. I definitely could have had a bad batch, or maybe this was just I'm not even sure, but it doesn't feel like it was coated at all. So maybe they forgot to add the coating to this one and I just got really unlucky. I'm not sure. But besides that, I did enjoy this one so much. I love the aesthetic to it, the add-ins. The scent still smells amazing. Kind of like the other two, it's a very fresh type of scent. And I loved everything else about it, just not the residue. I also love the way it looked when it puffed up. I don't know why I think this, but it reminds me of like a really serene type pond you would see in the middle of a forest that has like lily pads and stuff in it. It's just one of those slimes that paints a picture in my head, and those are my favorite because I'm a very visual person. I like to imagine things, and so when it paints a picture, I love it 10 times more. But because of the residue, I'm going to give this one a 3 out of 5 pajamas just because it was supposed to be coated. With that, that is the end of this review, and I really hope you guys enjoyed. As always, let me know which slime out of these was your favorite. And if you've ever purchased from this slime shop, let me know your experience. I would love to know what you thought of these slimes. And if you would like to see me review this slime shop again, I would absolutely love to, so do let me know. But with that, I am signing off, and I will see you guys in the next one.